So for the hell of it, I thought I'd talk about some MLP headcanon that I've kind of been working on. Just kind of figured I'd, talk about this, and I figured, you know what, this would be kind of cool to talk about. Because I feel like that may be a place where we go to when we go a bit further into the series regarding Twilight and Starlight's master-apprentice relationship. That's how I kind of feel like... I feel like we may go down this route. This actually feels like a possible, a possible thing that could be canon in regards to Twilight and Starlight's. Like I said, their master-apprentice relationship. So I kind of created this headcanon around this loose idea, and yeah, it's gonna sound really familiar. Honestly, it's gonna sound pretty familiar in a way. So yeah, basically the headcanon is that the reason why Celestia only has one student per time is because she only takes one apprentice at a time. Let me explain. In the headcanon I kind of built around, I had it that long ago, when Celestia and Luna became rulers of Equestria, they saw a lot of potential in a lot of unicorns, they were very adept in magic. And keep in mind, this is thousands of years before, Twilight ever was born, and, obviously, Canterlot was still new. So, Celestia and Luna, after beating Discord and discovering all these, great unicorns with powerful magic, Celestia and Luna wanted to take apprentices. Problem being was that they didn't have time for all of them, nor they also had several other what's the word I'm looking for? Reservements towards the they had some reserved problems with the idea initially. So yes, they did decide to create the academy for unicorns, for the very gifted ones at least, but Celestia saw potential in one unicorn in particular and wanted to, basically wanted to teach them, teach that unicorn by herself, because she saw a lot of potential. Saw him have a lot of potential above all others. However, Luna was still having a problem because she saw that there were still other unicorns that also had a lot of potential as well. Why should it only be one apprentice? So Luna took about two. She took two, and it didn't. Let's just say, long story short, it didn't turn out so well, and the two unicorns ended up fighting each other for her attention. So Luna and Celestia came up to this agreement between the two. This is between them, and this is a decree they made among all Alicorn, should there ever be more. Keep in mind, this is before Cadence as well. But every time there is a princess can only take one apprentice at a time. That is it. A princess can only take one apprentice at a time. No more, no less. Biggest reason is because, mostly like I said, you take more than one apprentice, then they're going to be competing for the master's most attention from the master. Sorry, I got tongue-tied there. So that was the biggest reason. The other reasons for it was, another huge one was, should that apprentice fall, it's only one apprentice that you're going to be dealing with, rather than two or more, and be overwhelmed. Furthermore, with one apprentice, you could spend as much time as you needed with one said apprentice, and teach them all that you know without worrying about teaching too much to the other, without excluding one. You teach so much to one without the fear of excluding it to another, to the other apprentice. So that's kind of the big thing here, is that they made this rule for themselves. Should they ever find an apprentice, that was the rule. That was it. They will only take one apprentice at a time. And I always had this headcanon that, yeah, this is not the neither Twilight nor Sunset were the first apprentices that Celestia took. There were hundreds more that Celestia had taken under her wing, and one way or another they either became really great or they just kind of fell off the map mentally. Does this sound a little familiar, guys? I know what you're thinking. But wait, This is exactly like the Rule of Two from Star Wars. Yeah, I did kind of, admittedly, yes, I did base this headcanon, hence why it's just headcanon, off of the Sith Rule of Two. Only it's a little more nicer and no one's trying to backstab the other. Unless you're, you know, pre-Rainbow Rocks. Unless you're pre-Rainbow Rock Starlight, then you're stabbing some backs. But yeah, that's kind of always been the thing with me, is that I kind of figured, you know, why does it, you know, I kind of thought about it as like, why doesn't Celestia take more than one student at a time to be her apprentice? And then I kind of worked into my own little headcanon as like, maybe it's maybe she doesn't want to because she knows it's not gonna end well if she takes on more than one apprentice at a time. So that's my headcanon right there. That is my headcanon, and I kind of feel like there may be an episode explaining this, and I really hope they do, in regards to Twilight and Twilight and Starlight. Being that I'd like to see an episode like another unicorn, whether it be Trixie or some other pony, coming along and asking to be taught by Twilight, maybe even Sunburst. Maybe they want to be taught by Princess Twilight, and it causes a rift between Starlight and the other pony, whether it be whether it be Sunlight or Trixie or some other pony of whoever it is, and Celestia comes along and is like, yeah, I had this problem too. This is why I only went with one. You know, that's why, you know, Luna and I decided to only go with one apprentice at a time. This is why I never taught anybody else other than you. And you've got to make a decision right now. Who do you want to teach right now? You know, more. You know, who do you want to impart all of your knowledge to the most? So I think that'd be really cool. Like, really play with like a lighter like a more lighter version of the Rule of Two. But yeah, I thought this would be kind of fun to talk about this little nugget of information, and I've always had it that I'd like to do a story kind of revolving around this idea, but focus on Luna trying to find her own apprentice, to teach, and she kind of goes through all these candidates and tries to weigh the value of each one, whether it be by their valor, their bravery, you know, their selflessness, and the power of their magic. You know, I'd like to do a story one day of just Luna kind of going through all these candidates like Trixie, Moon Dancer, Sunburst, and a few other unicorns here and there that she's considering to take under her wing to be her apprentice. And who wouldn't want to be an apprentice to the second most powerful being in Equestria? Okay, second most powerful maybe a bit, because yeah, Celestia's had a few knockdowns, and Twilight might be a little more well, she did have god power, you know, she was given all the powers of 4 gods. And you're probably wondering, well, why doesn't Cadence take on an apprentice? Because now Cadence is a mother. I don't think she has time for having a student. So, I don't think that she's going to have... she's not going to have time to be both a mother and a teacher to someone else. So, yeah, that's how I kind of see it. So really, the only person, you know, the only pony left, really the only Alicorn left that can take on apprentices is, yeah, Luna. Because, you know, Twilight has Starlight, and, well, Celestia's open now. Celestia is technically open. She no longer views Twilight as her apprentice. It's more like they're kind of equals now. So, technically speaking, Celestia's open again. Anyway, so you guys tell me, what do you guys think of this little bit of headcanon? You guys like it? I figured I'd just kind of share it because, yeah, I kind of thought to myself, why didn't Celestia take on more than one apprentice at a time? And this kind of spawned this kind of headcanon, so hope you all enjoyed this. Anyway, once again, hope you all enjoyed... I repeated myself. But yeah, hope you all enjoyed this little bit of headcanon, and I will see you guys later.